What's fascinating is to sort of juxtapose this with what's happening with immigration reform. Now, I haven't spent too much time talking about it as of late because it is literally so fluid, day to day. 3 weeks ago, there was stories it's dead, and then the next day it's not dead, and then there's concern about the offering in committee of an amendment that would allow same-sex couples to have the same rights under immigration reform as mixed-sex couples. And when we're really only talking about 30,000 people, and you've already, I mean, it has been so fluid. But what was fascinating is what happened the other day. Heritage comes out with a report on immigration.
The illustrious Heritage Foundation.
Yes,
You have to be clear that has always been above politics and all about think and tanking.
Well, what's interesting here is immigration's been taken over by Jim DeMint, and which signaled that and Jim DeMint, of course, was the titular head of the Tea Party caucus in the Senate. And I don't know if this is really any type of shift for Heritage, because Heritage also sort of is the huge funding mechanism for people like Limbaugh and Levin and Hannity, and so they're the tip of the spear of the crazies, as it were. They came out with an anti-immigration report saying that immigration reform would cost the United States, I don't know, a gazillion dollars. And even on the right, this report got slammed. But then the next day, basically everywhere, it is reported that one of the guys who wrote the report, I think his name was Richwine.
Yes, Jason Richwine, which is such a Republican name, isn't it?
Richwine, and that works in so many different ways. I can't even believe it. The Richwine,
he changed his name from Jason Very Rich Brandy,
right, or just Very Rich Wham Wham.
Oh, that's true.
It works. That's what I'm saying.
His name used to be. He wasn't as successful in the past, so his name back then was only Jason Moderately Rich Complainer.
Right, exactly, and it comes out, of course. Just because, of course, that this guy is quite renowned for saying on multiple occasions that Hispanics may never reach IQ parity with whites. The prediction that new Hispanic immigrants will have low IQ children and grandchildren is difficult to argue against. And I mean, on and on and on. He's written on, white nationalist websites.
The genetically low IQ of Latinos is responsible for the persistent fact of Latino poverty.
Yeah, there you go.
It ties into the stuff that was done in the bell curve by our old friend Charles Murray, which basically is the way the right makes the argument that, these freaking people are always going to be poor. They're going to commit crimes. Let's cut the welfare state, and my gosh, you don't want to make them citizens.
Right, and this was the same stuff that we heard about the Irish and the Italians.
Yep. Which is why it ties into the sort of paranoid mind and the sort of Jews.
Jews.
We've heard this about every group, and all these groups have been called the same thing. Remember, there was a time when Jews and Irish and Italians by white Protestants were called non-white.
Right.
It's always a question of your whiteness, and now this is the most recent group, I would say. Latino immigrants up there with Muslims who, are inferior because they're non-white. So they're either savages who are naturally terrorists by birth, or they're people that aren't smart, and that's basically what we're getting here from this. And that this is the Heritage. This is Jim DeMint at the Heritage Foundation. Not to say that they haven't always been more of a PR shop than anything else, but a lot of people, not just lefties. I remember Josh Barrow for Bloomberg wrote a really good piece about how this was sort of making it clear that they were just going to become even worse, more of a political organization, and put out even more shoddy scholarship than they've put out in the past, which is really saying something. And just when you think they can't sink any lower, they find a way.
And the amazing thing is, apparently, they've gone so far as to now there's pieces coming out from Politico that they're in full-on damage control, that, like you say, they're essentially a PR firm, and they're actually talking about hiring outside PR firms, which means that they need specialists to come in and deal with this disaster that they have on their hands. Because
should I try to market Libertas to them?
Yeah, you know that? Maybe.
There could be big bucks in that for me.
That
Sam.
would be so sweet.
Would it be cool for like next week on your show I came on and I'm like, the Heritage Foundation, it's a wonderful place. There's a certain breeze in the air when you walk in.
The Cliff would be coming from Hillsdale College. And ironically,
nicely played.
And of course this is problematic. What's also interesting is it shows another rift even in the idea that Heritage is really, when they come out with something like this, they're really in many respects going after Rubio. And you've got Ted Cruz now coming out and saying that he would never vote for immigration reform. And so we're really seeing sort of
because he's only half Cuban and from Canada.
Well, yes, and but be that as it may, the hypocrisy aside,
he's what you call wholly born and bred in America.
We are seeing sort of the fault lines of what's going to happen in 2016 in the Republican Party. Meanwhile, Rubio requests from the Social Security Administration a analysis as to what immigration reform would mean in terms of Social Security. And according to the Social Security Administration, they find more than $300 billion in net additional revenues to Social Security and Medicare over the coming decade if the immigration reform works. So it's interesting to see this stuff play out at this point. But I want to talk. We don't have too much more time, but I want to talk a couple other things with you because.
Well, can I throw one quick sidebar in there?
Sure.
I promise I'll be very quick. Which is, while they were doing their shoddy and fake research, a very interesting study came out in the United Kingdom, which actually looked at a data set of 15,874 people with real researchers that found lower general intelligence in childhood predicts greater racism in adulthood. And this effect was largely mediated via conservative ideology. A second analysis of the U.S. data set confirmed predictive effect of poor abstract reasoning skills on anti-homosexual prejudice. So there you go.
Oh, yeah, I got something especially for that.
And these guys actually were real. That's perfect for it. And these were actually, unlike the Heritage Foundation, where they've got politicians, pretending to be policy people. These were actually real researchers who did this. And I know we're all shocked that people that are complete morons end up becoming racist and homophobic and by extension, conservatives and Republicans. I'm shocked by it.